goes. I have fixed the title. Fixed. Okay, so is it best of 9? That means first player or first team to 5 wins. That is how best of 9 works. So as you may have guessed, elizae is not quite really a legitimately diamond level player, but he is in fact very good. We actually have a PVZ on Polar Knight now for game number 2. The score is now 1-0 for Miraculous Gaming in this best of 9 clan war, all kill format. elizae did win the last game. That's going on to the next game, hence the all kill format, and that is how it works. So first team to make it to 5 wins the series, wins the clan war. And we are jumping into the game. The blue Zerg player in the bottom half of Polar Knight LE. We have from Team Gravity trying to pull it back, trying to tie it up. Baldwin, the blue Zerg player. His opponent in the top position of Polar Knight LE. I will stop fucking around the camera. From Miraculous Gaming, the winner of the last game, coming on to play again. We have elizae, the not so diamond red Protoss. Actually putting his pylon in the base versus Zerg. You might notice that this will not be good for Forge Fast Expand. Usually you put that right there if you're planning on doing that. Most likely going to be a in-base gateway or some sort of Nexus first. Sometimes you see Nexus first off of this, but a lot of times it is just the gateway. And with no probe scout, we are almost certainly going to see a gateway, or he will just go Nexus first, basically banking on the fact that Baldwin is not doing any sort of early pool, and it looks like that is in fact the case, but you always cannot be too careful. He's actually going up to 13 so far, and he is going to get the gateway at 13, and there's the in-base gate, and he will be getting the Nexus shortly after, perhaps, or maybe not. But you usually see a lot of times what Protoss players like to do is make the Zealot and actually cancel it once they see that no lings have come up, and then just make a Nexus right away, because if the lings do come up here, he's actually getting 2 gases now, so that is not really exactly what I was expecting. That is another opening though, and we actually have a pool first out of Baldwin. Not too uncommon. Probably about half the time Zerg players been going for hatch first now versus Protoss. Now that the gateway expand is becoming more prevalent, and we do have the hatch right after the pool though, right away. Not going to waste any time on that economy, just getting it as soon as possible. The probe actually being scouting now. I think he went to scout after the gateway perhaps, or maybe a little bit later than that. So anyways, drone actually goes and scouts in the base to see maybe a proxy 2 gate, but he actually does not see any such thing. A Overlord and a Queen on the way right away, and we actually have the Overlord going into the base, going to see that it is in fact the pretty standard build, nothing too crazy out of elizae quite yet. Not going to be a problem. I will yeah, okay, he's gonna put it to the high ground here so that he cannot get shot unless he has a mothership core with him, but he will have a mothership core and probably a stalker at some point. Probe's actually gonna go out back and hide this here, maybe put a proxy pylon somewhere close by. Eventually we actually have a proxy, or not a proxy pylon, but a pylon going down at the natural, gearing up to expand. Actually have 3 people on gas, not too much to spend the gas on just yet though, and there goes the expansion. 200 gas right now for the Protoss player, and yeah, for the Protoss player, not really spending it. He's actually getting a sentry now. We'll see what kind of tech he's trying to get. He actually he will most likely be going for some sort of tech play, not really a mass gateway of any kind. Probably going to get a robo at some point, and there, okay, there's the Stargate. That is the tech of choice, and on that, he's actually patrolling his mothership. Wow, that's pretty funny. Just going in a funny motion there. So anyways, we have a Ling taking this central watchtower here. Only 1 Ling though, not taking both watchtowers, because, you know, 1 Ling can't be in 2 places at the same time. We actually have more queens being made, so this creep can be in fact spread, and actually getting the speed upgrade early so that he can in fact scout around for the proxy pylons and such, just to be safe. No third yet no third out just yet for the Zerg player. There goes the third. He's actually this is the drone on the way to build that. But yeah, other than that, nothing too fancy. 2 gates going down at the front here. Does the Overlord see that? No, he does not. He does not see the timing of that or anything at all. If he did, he could probably deduce some sort of tech play, or basically he is going to see this Phoenix of course. So then he'll know for sure. No fucking surprises there. And here comes that, and there is the Phoenix just revealing himself to that Overlord. And we actually have the Mothership Core just trying to make sure these Lings do not occupy these Watchtower, just being annoying as hell. And actually the speed is finished, and many Lings on the field going to go to see what he can do at the natural, see if he can do anything at all. If elizae basically slips up and does not actually plug the hole with anything. He's actually getting a Spore Crawler in each base, it looks like, or only 2 Spore Crawlers, one in the natural, one in the main. Third is not up yet, so we can't really put a Spore Crawler there, and no lair either, so, or is there lair? No lair either, so he cannot put the, he cannot spew creep out of those Overlords. He's actually trying to get in here, but elizae actually puts the force field perfectly, so Lings cannot attack anything. Maybe one Ling could attack this pylon here, but that's about it. And these Lings are just going to have to wait there. We actually have... What the fuck? We actually had a Phoenix lifting up a larva, and you can't even kill a larva with one lift with one Phoenix, and now you know, and knowing is half the battle. And he is actually lifting drones now, getting a few drone kills. Always good, better than none. This drone actually turns into a Spore Crawler. Can't really lift that Spore Crawler. It's not really a unit. And we actually have elizae using 2 force fields instead of 1 there. That sentry is having a seizure. And there we go. That's he's finally released from his torment. We actually had a ton of Zealots warp in right at the bottom and just circumvent these Lings and just go right past. Not really any sort of hiding necessary. And there's a lot of Zealots. That Queen will be taken out by this... by these things, and this hatch might actually fall, and we actually see no semblance of units whatsoever, and this hatch will most certainly fall. 0 units to speak of, just these Lings, and 3 more Zealots on the way. Not too much of anything here. He actually has the Mothership Core at full energy, but he's running it into a Spore Crawler. Not good at all. And there's the Lings trying to defend his hatch, but that is not going to happen, and another Queen goes down. These Zealots can actually take care of these Lings by themselves, and the hatch does go down. And there it is. And meanwhile, the Hydralisk range upgrade is on the way. And we have lots of Phoenix wow, just still adding on to that Phoenix count. And a Robo is on the way now. But these Phoenix are good, but the Hydralisk, if they can get enough numbers, will... of course, be pretty effective against the Phoenix. Although in small numbers, the Phoenix will be able to take care of the Hydras very handily. And we actually have Chrono boosting out +1, not melee, +1 ground attack for the Protoss here. Getting a third now, actually just in time for the Zerg's third. This third did not really come to fruition. He mined maybe 100 minerals out of it. And these Zealots are getting surrounded, but the Lings are meted by 3 more Zealots, and that is not going to be an even trade. They are going to kill the Zealots, but they probably lost at least as much as Protoss did in terms of money. I'm not actually sure, but that Protoss needs to get that force field down, and he does. But the sentry actually falls as well. And yeah, there we go. There's that. One Ling just trapped in there. Okay, so the Robo is up and running, gonna get some Immortal out, and adding another robotics facility and a Robo Bay, gonna go into that full-on Colossus transition, not wasting any time there at all. Actually harassing with these Phoenix as much as he can, and there's a couple Hydras out. He can actually pick them up and kill them quite handily, and they both die, and that is 100 gas right there. It doesn't seem like much, but it is a lot when you think about it. It's basically 100 gas for free, no reason to lose that. Not that there was anything he could do about it. This is enough Hydras to, in fact, take out these Phoenix, of course, but if they ever do get separated, the Phoenix will be able to pick them up individually and take care of that. No drones at the third base quite yet, just a very measly 2-base saturation for the Zerg player. Protoss is ahead in that economic thing. He is ahead by 7 workers, and the saturation is much better. We actually have a big attack from the Zerg player here. No Colossus to speak of just yet. Not going to be able to take care of these Hydras very effectively. He actually used a photon overcharge on the Nexus, but he is focused firing. He's focused firing the Nexus, and that's going to go down almost certainly. But with all these Phoenix, I actually don't know. It's actually going to be a rough trade. The Nexus will in fact go down, but he lost quite a bit of Hydras in doing so, and all the Phoenix are dead as well. So just really massive losses for both players now. Colossus is basically finished. No Thermal Lance upgrade, though, for just yet, unless I missed it, unless he got it quite a while ago, which I don't think so. And he's actually force fielding off some of the Hydras, getting trapped, and there's one Immortal goes down, and one Colossus is out. And with the photon overcharge, the Hydras are probably not going to try to push any further, but I'm wrong. And there they go to try to push further, and that Colossus actually attacking very bad things, not getting too much splash damage off, and actually was not microed back, was not in a safe position, and the Hydras are actually going to get that Robo Bay or Robo Facility as the Colossus is building. No Colossus for you. He's actually got only 1 Colossus out, but that is actually doing a lot more damage than I expected it to. That Mothership Core just barely surviving, and one basically Robo, 1 Immortal, 1 Colossus. Not great. 2 Colossus now on the field. That is going to push that Hydra's back once and for all, but not before taking tons of damage. Zerg is actually almost saturated on the 3 bases, and Protoss player has no third to speak of. Just wasted a lot of time doing that, and just now as he gets a pylon up, he's actually going to get it killed very quickly. And as they are warping in, and they do just manage to finish warping in these sentries. And that is it. He's actually pushing more pylons. He's actually losing 3 gates. That is quite the big deal. He does not really have many gates. He only has 2 gates now. Oh, actually, just as I say that, he is adding gates and a Twilight Council now. I will link it in a bit. As soon as the game's done, I will link this channel if no one can find it by then. There's no videos up on it yet, though, so yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry. Okay, so anyways, gateways are transforming. The Thermal Lance upgrade finally started for elizae, and we have just lots of shit happening. 3 more gateways being placed down. Actually, a Zealot Warpin actually gets spotted by these Lings, kind of coincidentally or luckily. Don't want to call it lucky, but it was they did just happen to cross paths. Not that those Zealots would have done much to this non-existent third, but yeah, we do have a Warp Prism going. Presumably to the main, undetected so far. I'm not sure if that Overlord saw it. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like he knows about it. And Thermal Lance is actually about to finish, as well as range attack upgrades for the Zerg player. And there's the Warp Prism, and what will be warped in? That is the question. The third is about halfway done here. Nothing is warped in just yet, and actually a bunch of Corruptors out. We'll be able to take out the Warp Prism very quickly. Will he do that, though? He does not actually pay attention, or not that he's not paying attention, but he doesn't see the Warp Prism in time, and there goes 2 Zealots into the mineral line, just wreaking havoc on these drones. Warp Prism going to try to run away, but 1 Corruptor has caught it, and the Corruptors are going here to take out the Zealots. They're not doing a very good job of that, but yeah. Third base about to finish for the Protoss, but the third base has been saturated for quite a while for Zerg, and he's actually building even more drones than he needs right now. A 4th just now going down for the Zerg. Probably could have done that a little bit earlier, just because he does have more drones than he needs for 3 bases. And now that the third base is finally up for Protoss, he is able to saturate it. He only has 52 workers at the moment. He actually lost quite a bit and failed to replace them quickly enough. But we actually have 4 Colossus and 2 fake Colossus, and he might actually be trying to move out with this. Or just, no, he's not moving out. He's just trying to defend his base. He's not going to let the Zerg player take that over yet again. But we're actually going for 11 Mutas switch here, trying to catch the Protoss off guard. He does not actually have cannons in any of his mineral lines, so if the Mutas come out around here or somewhere that's not defended, he is not going to be ready for that. Whoa, and the photon overcharge does go down, forces that out, and Gonna force the Zerg back to play a little bit more passively for the time being. The fourth is actually just about to finish for the Zerg player, getting these creeps spread. Creep is spread really nicely in this direction, not so much around this area, obviously, as you can see, because there's no creep there. Still for Colossus, no other Colossus on the way, only getting an Observer just now. Let's see, the unit counting station, we have 3 Immortals. Okay, lots of gateway units. I'm wondering what the Protoss' plan is here. He's actually getting a fleet beacon now, so there's that. Actually getting ground weapons level 3. One of these gateways is not transformed, and here's a bunch of mutas, and he's going to be able to get definitely some decent probe kills, and the Lings actually run by into this natural, and Protoss actually just decides to go all or balls to the wall, just run across the map, and this thing notified me air attack. Flyer attack is completed for Zerg. This Zerg actually does not have what it takes to deal with this at the moment, but he's letting his Colossus be hit with all these Spore Crawlers. These Mutas and Corruptors are going to be able to take out these Colossus, this base here, and he's going to most likely take out the third as well. But he's actually trying to just take out the Zerg army and maybe continue just have some sort of base race. A huge blink at once, trying to blink away to a better thing, and +3 was killed. The Forge was killed at least. And here comes the Stalkers, and he is going to be able to shoo away the Mutas. Actually, with these cannon, he might actually be able to take this fight just barely. And with these Stalkers, he's definitely going to be able to take that fight. Meanwhile, this Zerg is trying to make 10 Mutas, actually killing 4 of them, 3 of them. No, not quite. Actually going to kill, barely damage most of them, and the Ling run by trying to, a lot of things happening at once here. He's just trying to basically frantically protect his base here, and these 4 Stalkers are a giveaway. They are free for the taking. Oh no, they do blink away, but these Stalkers will not be able to take a fight either, so they will be able to at least do as much as they can. And this huge blink underneath the Mutas balls, and then lots of Lings here in conjunction with the Mutas can actually take out Stalkers quite handily. We actually have the Colossus and basically everything that isn't Stalkers out here just destroying the Zerg base, trying to do as much as he can. Zerg, meanwhile, take 43 drones at one base and trying to like spine it up, do as best he can. Yeah, oh, frantic everywhere. Actually, Stalkers are going to join up with the main army of elizae, so he's going to be able to protect the main army, but he does need a pylon somewhere, or he needs buildings somewhere with his army, so that he doesn't just straight up lose a base race like this. And he has 2 Zealots here, and these Lings are going to be taken out, of course, by the Zealot, and the Zealots are not attacking, so and there goes the Zealots. Jeez, that was close. Now the Lings just run away. I don't know why I stared at that so long. We actually have 3 Immortals just coming here and seeing the drones. The drones are actually going to try to kill these Immortals. Immortals are... Where are they? There we go. They're going to get into a position here and just try to kill everything they can. And what is the unit count? Look like 17 Mutas, and 31 Lings, and that is about it. 4 Colossus will take care of those 31 Lings quite handily, as well as 28 Stalkers will be able to take out 17 Mutas, but of course they are more mobile, of course. And we actually have all these cannons being taken out, and with the Ling support, these Stalkers are not going to be able to take that fight, not even close, and he just runs off, and he's going to try to kill this Nexus as best as possible. He's actually going to leave 4 Stalkers here to kill these drones and then finish off this, and the rest of them just going to go home, try to kill the Mutas, try to defend the base, and this is probably enough Stalkers, especially with the Colossus support, to kill the Lings. It's just going to barely be enough here, and the Mutas do run away and kills blinks and kills a Muta here, actually hiding a base over there so that he doesn't just straight up lose very quickly, and that's totally fine. We actually have blinking. Okay, great. So we have a mining base for the Protoss player, and no such thing for the Zerg player, not even close. Does he even have any drones? He does have 3 drones, 12 Mutas, and 2 Lings, and that is the bulk of his army. He's actually going to search around with these Immortals, and here are the Mutas. He actually leaves his base for a while. He's going to be able to do some damage, kill as many probes as he can. He actually does not see any probes. He does, and there's the GG from Baldwin, and Miraculous Gaming takes the 2nd game in a row, leaving it 2-0 for Miraculous Gaming.